Hey guys, how are you? So I am like just out of the shower. We're getting ready to just head out and run some errands. So my hair is just super fluffy and trying to dry. So don't mind that. I can't really mess with it a whole lot when it's starting to dry. It just kind of has to do its own thing. So the joys of curly hair. But I'm getting ready. I'm going to throw some really simple makeup on, so I thought we would do it together. So I'm jumping in. So I'm just jumping in here. I'm going to start off with my setting spray and a damp perfector sponge. These are the two things. I did not start using this in my routine. So if you've seen me do my makeup before, if you're already inside the beauty bar, if you've been using the makeup and you're just here for some refills and refreshers and maybe some new goodies, you'll know that I always talk about this step. If you are brand new, this is something I did not introduce until I would say about 8 weeks in. So I had started using the makeup straight through, and I just wanted a little bit more natural look. I wanted my makeup to set better and last longer than it already did. So the makeup itself alone was great. So I did just that. I did my basic colors, my one brush. That's where I started. And then I started adding as I go. So when you reach out and you do the color match with me, don't feel like you're trapped into this huge thing. And any of the gals here will tell you, definitely not my jam. This is just, I have got some blemishes right here, so I want to make sure that I'm like really focusing on these areas. Definitely not my jam to hound. Love just supplying information for you. I'll color match you. I'll get the colors. You decide from there. So you get to decide what you start with. You get to decide what brushes. You get to do all of it. You get to customize all of it. So I think that's just like the best part because, you know, everybody's on their own budget. So you get to pick that out and figure that out. So if you've already been using the makeup and you're ready for some extras, those two things are going to be something I recommend to everybody, especially if you have mature skin. So which is anybody over the age of basically 35, 40. So it stinks to say those words. Okay, so I'm going to go in and I'm going to show you guys, I do use a little bit of color corrector underneath my eyes. You can kind of see it's like a little bit of like this yellowy, tonish, blue, purpley, and it's not bad when I put my makeup on, but honestly, I can still see it shine through. So I use this color called Mango, and it is orange. I mean, it looks like self-tanner gone bad orange, right? That is what I'm putting underneath my eyes. So this is the part that I will help you out with. So if you are struggling with anything like this, and you're like, okay, I've got some sunspots or I've got melasma. Actually, I just posted something in the beauty bar about melasma. I'm always posting some random stuff inside the beauty bar, just like tips or tricks. It could be just like new products. It could be, it's kind of just random, but it's so helpful. So definitely if you're not over there yet, you know, it's just like, it's women only, private page. We don't got any men in there. They don't need to see anything like this, right? So I'm just going to show you, I'm putting that underneath my eye. You can tell, even when I just sit back, it just kind of like wakes my eye up immediately. When I take that damp perfector sponge, this is going to knock down some of the color. It's also going to, I'm pressing it in. I'm going fast, but I'm pressing it in. And that is going to set, and you can see that even knocks down the color. And again, when I sit back, you can see it just makes me look more awake. I put it on top of my eyelid as well, because as you get older, have you guys noticed the top of your eyelid kind of gets like this translucent reddish kind of a color? And if you're more pale, you may notice that that color really stands out more. Sometimes it's just because you're more tired. Your makeup, like your face kind of changes day to day. So for the most part, your makeup can be always the same color, but sometimes it's nice to have some tips or tricks inside of your palette to sort of be able to help with, now it looks like I have like goggles on, but so I always like to have Mango inside of my palette. I always like to have Aspen inside of my palette. So we were talking, you guys saw Carrie, and she actually uses Aspen. It's one of the things, it is a contour color. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you right here. When you go ahead, and this is the same brush I was just using. This is the blend brush. It is one of my favorites because it is super lightweight. So I just wanted to show you, you can come in, and if you are trying to get rid of some redness, this is such a great tint to have inside of your palette. you have almost no makeup on, right? And you can come through and you can kind of use this to start getting rid of some of this redness without having like anything on. So if you're struggling with like a whole lot of blemishes, or you're struggling with rosacea, or you're struggling with anything, maybe you have a teenager and you just don't want her using a whole lot of makeup, she can come in and start using some of these things, and you can go in heavier and blend, or you can go in like I'm doing, really, really light and kind of blend. And I'm just trying to show you, I don't normally use this on the regular basis underneath because my main color will do a really good job at covering it. But I wanted you to see that there are different ways and different things that you can use underneath your makeup to take it to the next level. So those are for my ladies that have already been using the makeup and you're like, okay, I'm ready to take to the next level. Alrighty, so I'm waiting for Jay to come through. He might be coming in here if we see him. So we're heading out really quick, and we're doing all the fun chores, right? Like, I hate doing all that stuff. Okay, so here we go. I'm talking like fill the gas and get the groceries, and those are the fun chores. Okay, we're just going to use our finger to apply. I'm just coming into my contour. This is called Indigo, and honestly, it's a really dark contour. It is the second to darkest contour. I like to use it all the time for a couple reasons. One, I like to use it inside my tutorials because it's so dark, and I was so afraid of contour when I first started, and I was like, there's no way that this is going to blend on your face. Like, you guys are going to look silly, silly, silly. And it is not the case at all. Like, contouring is so easy with Saint. It's so easy with the creams. But this color is just really, really great because it goes with my hair color. So when you're matching contour, you can match to your outfit, you can match to your hair color. And so when I match you for the first time, I will match you with the one that best suits your overall. But if you've been using the makeup for a while, do you know I switch up my contour like 3 to 4 times a week? I switch it like my blush. I love having cooler contour. I love having warmer contour. It's just kind of like a lot of fun. So if you're looking for a second color, reach out and let me know. It is super duper fun. I was just looking for something. This one. I was looking for this one. So I am going to come in with this little tiny brush, and I am going to put a little contour right here underneath my lip. And here's another little fun step if you've been around for a little bit. Put a little V right here. It's just going to give your lip some definition. It's just kind of fun. Okay. Our quickie little tutorial. This is what happens to me, you guys. I love the makeup. I'm always just coming in. I'm like, let me just do like one more thing. Let me just do like one more little thing. But really, again, we're going back to the main parts. So you're going to go right down your center of your face. This is your T-zone. You're going to come right in here in the corner of your eye because that's where you want a brightening. You're going to go right on the outside edge. I like to put a little bit underneath my eyebrow for a lift. I also like to put a little bit underneath my cheek right here for an extra lift. And if you're in the winter and you're needing to match a little better, just throw a little bit really light right along your jaw. This will help match your chin a little bit better too. All right, I'm going to come in and actually throw my blush on next. I'm going to use nude today. And I love nude. It just kind of goes with every skin tone. It's kind of like this mauve-y sort of a color. It's really, really pretty. And I'm just going to throw it on because I just want you to see it's going right on the top of the contour. I'm basically getting rid of all of the areas on my face, and whatever is left, we are going to come in with our main color. And I'm just basically painting dots, right? It's almost like a paint by number. You're just like filling in the blanks. So this is one compact makeup that gives you a 3D look. Because it's cream, it is actually warming up to my skin as I'm sitting here chatting with you. And I always put the contour on first because it takes the longest to warm up. And sometimes I'll just put a little bit extra, like right along my hairline. So there you go. So there's all my dots. Here's the crazy part. These colors do not look like this on the website, and they do not look the same inside the tin. And then when you, I almost dropped the whole thing. And then when you put it on your face, you're still kind of like, all right, this is going to blend and this is going to look amazing when I take my photo and I walk out of the house. Yes, yes, I know. It's kind of crazy. I've been using this makeup March I've been using it since October. So it's been over. So I actually need to tweak that because I've been using the makeup over 3 years. I have been sharing it with you guys 3 years in March. So I've been using this makeup over 3 years now. But I did sit and watch for 5 months because I watched the lady apply it. I watched her blend it. And I'm like, where's the little glitch of the Photoshop? Like, there's just no way, no way that there's not like Photoshop sorcery happening. Hey, if you've been using the makeup a long time and you want to really define your nose, take your brightener color and travel down the side like that too. So kind of like go out like this and down the side. Kind of just like a little fun trick, right? Okay. I'm going to try to do that as much as possible because I know we have like half and half in here. All right, so I'm going to just take this side of the brush. This is the 3D brush, and this one side right here is kind of a little bit on the angled side, so it's just perfect for underneath your eye area or on top of your lid like this. And I'm just going to basically brush that all up. All the colors stay in place. I'm going to go right up to my forehead. I'm pushing everything back. I'm going to just flip over to that other side, and I'm kind of like pushing. I'm pushing, I'm stippling. I'm not necessarily like rubbing and swiping. So I'm kind of keeping everything in place. Oh, here comes Jay now. So he's going to walk in. He does not even know I'm going live. And little Roxy's going to go crazy. So I'm just going to take that other side of that brush too, and I'm just going to go straight down my nose, kind of come right underneath. Daddy's here, Roxy. She just took off running. And then I want you to notice I'm not cleaning off my brush at all. I'm just kind of traveling from one area to the next. I always kind of leave my cheeks last. I don't know why. It's not like I clean my brush or anything. I just kind of do. And I kind of want everything to stay in place, and I want the lift. So I kind of like flick up whatever's left over. I kind of like come in here. Sometimes I like to have a little bit of that roundness right there. You'll see me kind of flip back and forth between the brushes. All of the brushes but seen are two-sided, which is really, really nice. And there you go. So there are all the dots, and there's everything blended. Hey, how are you? How's it going? Okay, let's do the other side. Just going to come through, and you're just going to swirl. And we're going to do the contour. I'm just kind of going right along the jaw, and I'm just going to drag it down like this. Switch back over. Your nose actually overblends so easy, so I'm trying to keep that crease. You can see I'm kind of going straight down. That's where that brightener was. And you can see it just looks so, so natural. And then I'm going to go ahead and just push everything back. Again, I'm just being cautious where all the dots are so we don't overblend certain ones. But basically, you can't mess up. I mean, I wouldn't put the contour underneath my eyes, but can you see how like there's no, it looks like you've got this little bit of this filter on your face. It's kind of crazy. And because it's cream, it's going to set and it's going to keep warming up to your skin and keep moving with your skin. I'm going to take that sponge. I did not respray it. It is damp. So when you do fill that sponge up with water, I kind of rinse it out and fill it back up and rinse it out. Probably no light, like 4 or 5 times. I do it a lot. I like it really big and bouncy like this. And I kind of move it along as I go. I'm really kind of focusing around my eyes, around my nose, around my mouth. Those are the areas, and around those blemishes, because those are the areas where if there's going to be any excess makeup, that's where it's going to cake. This makeup does not cake like powders or traditional foundations. And if your house is warm, just go ahead and respray it, right? Because the heat is on. So if it's really, really warm, you can kind of come back through. This is also going to set your makeup so it lasts even longer. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the blush and bronzer brush. I'm just going to tip into Bella. This is like your BFF. We do have a bunch of other different bronzers though. So if you've been using Bella for a while and you're like, I want to switch it up a little bit, I love using tan lines as my main color. I love using high tides underneath blushes. But for the most part, if you are brand new, I recommend Bella because she's sheer. This brush is amazing because it kind of just goes all over and it's just going to kind of give you like this little bit of warmth in all the right spots. Just like tapping it on my eyelids right here just to blend. Just like that. All right. Eyebrows. I recommend absolutely filling in your eyebrows. Even if it's just a little bit, it frames your face. This is also a brush from Saint, and I'm just dipping into the contour called Shadow. And I will absolutely help you out if you would like to do this. Honestly, I used to use an eyebrow pencil, and I'm like, okay, when I'm on the go, and I have all my makeup in one palette, I do like the fact that all I've got to do is bring like an extra brush, and I can basically use this as my contour, and then I can just fill in some hairs. But take a peek. Isn't it just kind of like, it just like fills out your face and finishes it. Okay, illuminator. We're just gonna pop this right here underneath the brow, and I just kind of tap on the lid. This is where all the glow is gonna come from in just all the right spots. So especially if you have mature skin and you're not wanting any of the glow anywhere else, you can just gently tap this right on the top of your cheeks, on your nose. You can even brush it on your lips, like right here on the top. Use your finger or the brush. And it's just gonna give you this overall. I do that a lot, and then I use Aquaphor over the top. It's like my favorite. For just like a little bit of a shine. Hang on, I need a little bit more of a shine. This is my workout one, where it's like super duper down to nothing, and I can shove it in my sports bra. Okay, so there you go. So you will see when you're looking at my pictures, I often have a little bit of a shimmer like that. It is because I'm using one of the cream illuminators. I have them all. I mix and match and use them all the time. Now, let's say you go ahead really, really quick and you finish your makeup, right? And you're like, I just wish I had a little bit more blush on. Let's do that really quick while he's on the phone. So this is just using the shape brush, but you can use the blush and bronzer brush as well. And you can come back because it is all buildable. Don't feel like you can't come back over and see, you can't just add like this little tiny touch. I do like using this brush because it is a little bit more like it's dense. So you're gonna pull a little bit more of that color, but see how it kind of gave my face some life? You're gonna switch over to that little tiny side, and I just kind of run that along the edges, and it blends it without being too much. You can also go back and take your sponge. So again, if you have been around for a little while, sneak some of those tips in. So you're not touching the cheek part, you're just going right around the edges. If you need a little bit more brightness, take that blend brush, if you did scoop that up, and just kind of gently sweep it into one of like your brighter colors, and you can just go straight down. Yes, this is a different palette too. I have a few. This is one that I bring in the car with me all the time because I am obsessed with this mirror. It's so like, seriously, to have a big huge mirror like this is like so good. So if you're trying to brighten up your look as well, you can kind of come back through. Speaking of buildable, you can come back through, and you will often see some of my pictures. I tend to really do this. I kind of come back through. Can you see where it's sort of, so after I put my blush on, I kind of just always want like a little bit more of that brightness. So again, this kind of gives you that airbrushed look and keeps it very natural. And then I come through. So I'm basically going right over the top after I've done everything, and I just pull that brightness forward just like that. And like, isn't that wild? Makeup can be so fun. So you guys, I'm here with you every step of the way. You're not going to be alone. You're not going to be sitting there when all your stuff comes in and you'll be like, what do I do now? I'm going to be here with you. So don't feel like you are stuck, okay? And also, you know what you can do really quick too? Take that nude lip and cheek And we can just use that as eyeshadow too. So you can do really, really light. You don't have to go really heavy. I don't always go really, really heavy. And that is just the nude. And I am just going to put a little bit of Bella, which is that bronzer right here in that outside corner. And then I'll just grab a brush. I don't even know what brush this is. Just grab any of your brushes. But you don't have to go crazy. You can kind of keep everything like super simple and super natural. Now, if you're wanting a matte finish at the end, vanilla dust powder is going to be your best friend. You can use any of the brushes. I do prefer the wash brush when I am setting underneath my eyes like this. And that's exactly the way I do it. And then I do sweep over the top. If I was putting eyeshadow on, that would be my base. And I do run it inside of basically everywhere, kind of. I put that. I don't put it down my nose, but I go underneath my eyes right there and underneath my lip. And sometimes like right here. Because if I'm going to get oily, that's where that is. If you want to set anything, like I have those blemish friends right there, I'll set that. But can you see how, again, that just changed? Like, go back and watch it live. There's no glitch, right? Because that's where I was like, where's the glitch? Like, where is the glitch? And honestly, this makeup is just that impressive. It is so, so good. So I'm just going to throw mascara on and I am out the door. We're going to go do all those fun errands. So I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you as always for being here. Let me know what you want to see. I need to know how everybody is. Are you new or are you like seasoned with me? So if you haven't reached out and answered those questions, just let me kind of know so that way I know more towards what to talk about it. And if you've been watching this makeup for a while, I'd love to be able to show you some new tips and tricks and things like that. So reach out and definitely let me know where you're at. If you didn't respond to those posts before, you can always respond to this one here. If you have been using the makeup, I want to know how long you have been using the makeup. So I know I've got a few beauty babes in here and I love the fact that you guys are in here and supporting each other. But I want to know how long you've been using the makeup. So I literally can't believe it's been over. I was saying 3 years, but you guys have been sharing it with you guys for 3 years, which is crazy. But I've been using this makeup for probably about 3.5 years now. And it's awesome. Like, I can touch it. I can go on throughout my day. It looks natural. I mean, it's not going to change the textures and it is what it is, but man, did I wish I had this in high school. I would have loved this in high school to hide all of those blemishes. So anyway, I hope you guys have a great day. I will talk to you later. Thanks again for being here with me. Bye.